day. This is Coach Max, and I am doing now part 5 of my series on king safety. Here we have another example of the king's pawn opening where we play pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, knight to c6. And I'm building slowly, showing you the moves or the ways that the game can go wrong if we do not play according to opening principles. Bishop to c4. Then the move that we recommend is the uh, Gucci piano, where you play your bishop to c5. But here, unfortunately, because after bishop to c4, we have the Italian game, and then black to c5. This is what I taught my students. But sometimes players forget, and then they play knight to f6. When you play knight to f6, you play the two knights defense. Why is it called the two knights defense? It's very simple. It's called the two knights defense because black played the two knights out. Okay? And when you do that, when you play your knight to f6, you need to be ready for what is coming next. And many students or chess players or young chess players falls for this. They play, then the opponent will immediately attack you on the weakest square. The weakest square in the black territory is f7. And we can see that the white bishop is attacking there, and now white has added the knight to the attack of f7. And here you cannot defend with your queen because the opponent will still capture. Check, you move back, then the bishop can go back. And next, if you play a silly move, the knight can jump in, check, you move your king, you lose your rook. This is what can happen. Okay? So it is not a good idea to allow this. But if you allow the knight to g5, you need to know how to defend against this. And that is why I'm here. Now, you have different variants of the two knight defense, and you need to know exactly how to defend. You need to know the opening theory so that you don't panic. First of all, if you play black, don't panic. That is what I would say here. So, as a black player, if you panic, you will make some serious mistakes here. The correct way to play here is to play the pawn to d5. And what you can see now is that we cut off the bishop's power to f7. Okay? So it cannot aid the knight on f7. But here, white captures the pawn on d5, and then black captures back with knight to d5. Now this is also playable, but we moving into dangerous territory here. And I can literally show you a game that was played at the Chess Olympiad by one of our local woman candidate masters. She played this against another girl at the Chess Olympiad and won the game because her opponent didn't focus. So here, knight captures on f7, and this is what we call the fried liver attack. We sacrifice the knight on f7. And now the king captures back. And here the queen comes to f3. And now you can see a double attack. The queen attacks the king and the knight, giving check, and also the knight, and our bishop is also attacking the knight. So the correct move here is king to e6. But this player was very new and very unfamiliar and made the wrong move. The player played king to e8. And what did our player play? She captured on d5, and then black played knight to d4, obviously attacking the queen and threatening a knight fork, winning the rook. But our player just slide the queen over to f7 and it is checkmate. This is what you call Shachmatarovsky. The bishop is the helper of the queen. It protects the queen and the queen delivers the checkmate. All the squares are taken away by the queen because the queen attacked all these squares as well. And the other pieces could just hopelessly watch how the king got checkmated. You understand now? King safety is paramount. So, what was the correct way to play? As I say, uh, it was instead of playing king to e8, that was a gross blunder because now you're giving back the material, literally giving back the material. But here you still had an opportunity. You could have played you could have played your queen to e7 to protect your the checkmate, but you're going to lose more because the opponent can capture here with check. If you take, then check, and you can just see there's a lot of trouble. If you play here, then the opponent takes your rook, so you're just going to lose a lot of material. So it's check. If you play your bishop, then again check, losing the rook. So this is just bad. So queen to e7 is not going to help us here. So what would have been the best move? If we really want to find the best solution, we should play queen to f6. And now if the opponent takes, then we can come and block like this. Okay? And black should be fine. Of course, you have a bad position, but this way you can still survive. So you have to think about your moves. You have to find solutions to the challenges. Don't just play the first move that comes to mind. And that's how you can defend against that. So uh, if you start from the beginning, e4, e5, knight f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, knight to f6, and then knight to g5. I will show you other variations as well of this. Pawn to d5, e takes d5, knight captures in d5. This is not correct because now the opponent can use the right lever attack against you, sacrifice the knight. And then if you continue to make mistakes, then the game can be over in how many moves? 9 moves. It's checkmate. So thank you for watching. This was part 5 of King Safety. On to the next one.